you all, finishing up the tunnel, you appear on a hill above the city. Well, more accurate to say, you appear at the shore of where the lake used to be. And upon the edge, a large, impressive castle seems to be constructed here.
Oh my god.
Artistic with statues and other such. And beyond that, you also notice a few people, despite the night, and a voice kind of rings out. You notice a bit below, a woman speaks up. No, not like that, not like that. The symmetry is off. Please, redo. The man next to him, darling, it's getting late. Perhaps I should go inside. It needs to be perfect for tomorrow, Nuke. Whatever, I can take care of it. Just go lay down or something. He's like, a nap would do me well. He seems to obliviously walk back inside of the castle. She stands. A little jellyfish shrine maiden kind of stands with her, just kind of nervous, and she seems to be talking and explaining things to them. Oh, that's, Yumehime. She's, well, Nuke's the magistrate. She's, the real magistrate, I suppose would be the right way to put it. She'll probably prefer if you talk to her. She likes to be important.
Yeah, I got that vibe.
Miss Yumehime! She steps forward and, oh goodness! She moves forward as well, kind of meeting the middle ground. You must be Sumie, yes? Yes, I am. Oh, excellent. I thought I recognized you, and oh, who are these? She looks behind and sees the approaching crowd. Are you friends, or are you here on business?
Yoshihara no Junya. Very nice to make your acquaintance.
She returns the greeting. Yes, Yumehime. I am the mistress of the castle. I believe you'll find it quite beautiful, Mr. Junya.
Oh, I certainly hope so. And I believe that I will as well. I'm here for business and pleasure, if I may be so bold.
I see. What would you all be doing here today? She looks at the letter of recommendation as she asks us, what would you like to tell her?
I think Junia's gonna let Sumie speak first, if she has something specific. Because she has, like,
Sumie
actual business here.
I think Sho is going to start to say something. Like, she's just gonna blurt out literally what they're going to do. Stops, looks at Sumie, and then kind of, like, gives her like, a nudge, and just goes, go on, you got this.
Sumie kind of looks back. She kind of looks at Buru for a second, and then, you notice that Buru, she starts with the first step. She changes the way her face is and looks a little more confident as she steps up. Yes, these are guests. They were here, to visit Ayano, but, they wanted to see the town since the festival was, all abouts. She says, oh, really? Yes, they really wanted to see Yuko perform, but unfortunately only me and my friend Buru could, particularly see. But I do know that she performs here nightly, does she not? Yes. If you would be so kind, I would love to have the guests tour the castle and perhaps catch a performance, if that would be okay. Oh, of course. Yes. She looks, but on such short notice, she speaks up one more time. I understand it's short notice, but, Lord Yoshihara here is on a bit of a tight schedule. Isn't that correct, Mr. Junya?
Indeed. I'm touring the countryside on pressing business. Everywhere but the capital.
Yeah, so I know it's short notice, but we have very little we can really fit in, and seeing Yuko, who's honestly the most prized possession of this city, would be quite nice. Something about the way she worded that really makes the, Umehime, the magistrate's wife, like, spark up. Of course. Yes, Yuko is my little gem. She steps back. Be back in, just not too long. 30 minutes or so. I'm going to set up. The castle looks garish right now. You! She points at them. Drop that! Come on, let's go. And you! She kind of bops the jellyfish person on, then, ow! No, go. We're going inside. You're going to fix things with me. She heads off, her, just outstandingly abusive attitude, causing every step to just kind of send shivers down the servants' spines.
Bops jellyfish on the head. It's just like...
Can I, like, get a read on her at all of...
Yes, you can.
Yeah, silver tongue.
She seems to be an unpleasant person that would probably become more unpleasant the longer you had to deal with them, and she seemed, just from what you got, from your little pupil doing some fun little diplomacy there, you noticed that she seemed to have taken pride in Yuko being associated with the city. That's something you just picked up. But Sumie turns. Anyways, yeah, we can maybe, probably best not to talk here. If we want to go back outside, I'm pretty sure the streets will be mostly empty. So we could look around a bit, pretend to just do stuff, and then maybe head back inside.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Good job.
Thank you. That was pretty exciting, honestly.
Yeah, nice work, kiddo.
She kind of blushes a little bit. Yeah, it did good. So I guess we can... Any place you want to hide out a bit while we think about it?
Nothing immediately comes to mind, though I do think it would be wise if we tried to stay, if not a full group, in at least pairs.
I want to see if the yokai are gathering.
Yeah.
That might be a good idea. Maybe we should check that up, but we should probably stay as a group if we do that.
Yes.
She still seems a little nervous.
I think that'd be wise.
Would we have any specialties or any particular means of stopping a bunch of yokai outside of the usual way? If the worst case scenario came to pass.
Hideo, don't be such a silly little boy. I've got this! He holds up the book. We know each and every one of their strengths and weaknesses.
And I have my Tetsubo, so... we're fine.
Yeah, so the usual way.
Yeah, the usual way. I mean, it's the usual way because it works all the time.
That's fair. I don't know, they're ghosts, so... I don't know.
Well, clearly
things might work a little differently.
I mean, clearly they died once, so they're not very good. So, just hit them again. How hard can it be?
Well, I mean, maybe your book has what they say it was like a festival of some kind.
Yes, indeed. Let's see if there's anything about yokai traditions, especially yokai parties.
You flip through. I'm just gonna give this to you. You've been looking through it pretty consistently, so when you flip through the pages, you do see a list of the festival, 1,000 spirits. Quite a rowdy affair. Definitely not something you'd want to occur anywhere near a living space. However, just by how you read into it, there seems like there could be a few ways. Honestly, the simplest method is to just get everyone to stay indoors, but if there's a festival you'd have to convince everyone, that might not be possible. There is one thing, though. There's something listed in the book, something known as a core spirit. Walking down the tunnel, you see this information on core spirits, and once you finally leave it again, you're able to head back out. And the light of the moon kind of reflects with the lanterns, and you read, it's... if yokai and people were on one branch of life, the other branch would be core spirits. Strange phenomena tied to, honestly, nothing. That's the weird thing about them. They seem to have no origin. Regardless, these kind of things, if harvested up, they could be put into some form of essentially, a kind of powder, and put into, say, if distributed over a large area, it's kind of like, it'd be a big no-no for a lot of yokai. It'd be something that they would generally try to avoid, considering core spirits and yokai to each other are something of anathema. They don't generally, destroy each other by being near, but it's similar to how the yokai would usually try to respect a ritual from humans, except it's a bit different where they just don't want to get in serious shit. Actually, Sho, you've heard of a similar concept like this before.
Oh.
Yeah, it's something you heard of in a bit more north. It's like the idea of grounds that are once remembered for something and perhaps, cause weird things to occur later or something like that.
Oh, weird, okay.
Generally, though, it's unpredictable and it's a bit dangerous and hard to really understand.
Yeah.
So,
who's this goth lady over here?
oh yeah, you approach and you see, Hojo is talking very excitedly to one lady who seems pretty normal from afar. You realize it's because she's kind of covered herself in a lot of silks, and as you get closer, you notice, she's certainly, she might not be human after all if Hojo's talking to her, so, she turns.
Oh, is she some flavor of Onna?
Junior, you look through and, yeah, hairy prostitute. That's what this one's called.
Oh.
I see.
Oh, are these your friends, Hojo? Hojo, yeah, but don't attack them or anything like that. They're fine. They're fine.
Looks at guard.
He kind of smiles back. This isn't the same guy.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, things are starting to change.
That's good.
Oh.
Yeah, Sho wanders up. Yeah, I was curious, how things were going, I guess, on your end.
Oh, great. Met some few friends, such as him. He points over at the guard, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Her. Things are pretty interesting. I've been letting them know about the general attitude around here and all sorts of stuff like that. I've even made some sales. What about you? What are you all doing here?
Well,
How's things going for you?
we're, I think we're getting closer to whatever's calling you guys here, so that's fun.
She looks like, oh, do they have it out for Yuko? Hojo looks, he kind of looks as if, should I talk about that to you guys? You're a paying customer, she's not, so.
Sho shrugs, be my guest.
Yeah, they kind of. She, kind of puts her palm to her mouth a bit. Oh, looks like Yuko's made some very powerful enemies. Is that Hideo Fumikaze?
Yeah, that's right.
It is!
How amusing. Oh, I would have loved to sneak up on him, but unfortunately I can't. I've made a promise. Hojo, give me a discount. Yeah, sure, I have something great for you. He reaches into his chest, pulls out a shrunken hand of a doll, and hands it over. He unwraps it. This gives great back massages. Here, only 16 coins. She looks... I managed to scrounge it up after getting here. She pops a few down. You notice that she pops down coins regardless of denomination. She obviously doesn't understand too much about the currency here. So she actually pays him like 83 gross coins, in terms of profit. And, well, ta-ta. She smiles again. If any of you are looking for, well, an interesting time, come to the inn. She kind of slips off. You notice she kind of, dodges away into the trees a little bit, and then just kind of disappears.
Oh, good.
Huh.
Got some real crazies. I feel bad for the poor sucker that gets brought in by her.
She seems straightforward enough.
Yeah, she's gonna attack people, most likely.
Probably.
I think I'm on to you now.
Oh, yeah? He kind of smiles.
You sell a lot to yokai?
Yes, I do.
Uh-huh. Looks down at the huge chunk of profit he made just because yokai don't understand money.
Yeah. It's pretty lucrative business, I gotta say. I love scaring people, but I found a lot of enjoyment with making some money, too. lets you buy a lot of interesting new things to, well, scare people. Isn't that right, friend? Guy looks over. Yep. Also, being a guard's pretty nice. After they run into the first one, he kind of gestures over to him. They always come running to a guard for help, so I can just, He smiles.
I see.
Hojo speaks up again, though. Yokai don't particularly know, even those that do aren't aware of the current inflation. They go into the woods and just come out years later and still think it's yesterday. Not all yokai.
Show's so fucking invested in this.
So, he kind of turns over to Junya now, who's actively reading. Figure out what's going on.
Have I found anything else relevant as he's been talking or as we've been walking?
Yeah, so the core spirits are a way you can get rid of it. You also have earned that the festivals in general will only appear during nights on specific days, which turns out is tomorrow night. And the schedule this year for the festival was placed exactly to coincide. Hence, what's actually going on is, so Yuko must have arranged for the festival to be here first. The yokai festival to be here first. And then scheduled or used her influence to have the other schedule put over it. So the yokai aren't invading a human schedule. The humans are scheduling over the yokai's festival.
Okay.
So it's them who are being the rude people in this equation, and it is also them who will suffer the consequences for that. Hojo speaks up again. Talking to you, I've learned that's not exactly the case, though, is it?
Yeah.
Well, it seems awfully crass for these two events that should be momentous occasions for merrymaking and culture to be arranged to collide to such disastrous consequence. It seems against the spirit of the thing, if you ask me. No pun intended.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. I thought humans just forgotten to observe certain calendar dates. After all, people seem to forget things pretty quickly. And yokai just remember things wrong too frequently. He gestures at the money. Things change too quickly for humans, and things change too slowly for yokai.
Sho reaches down and actually pulls out a book that she got in a foreign place and, sort of turns it over and thinks for a second. Yeah, I guess it's probably where I came from, or I guess what I learned elsewhere. But, people who are aware of what's happening, I guess, what's actually happening around, have a responsibility to, what was it? Furrows her brow. She's really trying to remember something. Safeguard the something of the masses. The souls, that's it. She sits up. The fact that somebody's manipulating, I guess, this circumstance with full knowledge of the situation is frankly unforgivable. She almost seems resolved in that fact.
Sumie kind of considers too. Yeah, that goes beyond just a mistake, or... I'm still not sure why she'd do this, but it is unforgivable. I mean, we've run into a lot of people that definitely don't deserve to get their eyes torn out or whatever. Their souls whisked away.
Knowledge of the divine beyond is a gift. We learned that in the temple, and, well, I relearned it elsewhere. It's... to misuse it like this, I guess, whatever the reason, is... I want to know why, but more than that, I'm just kind of mad. She's walking away, hair's wiggling slightly.
Hey, hang on. Hojo kind of speaks up again. Well, I certainly don't like playing to the tune of some uppity human. He considers. I'll tell you what. I got a little deal to strike for you. You go punish your kind, I'll punish mine. I've just thought of something pretty fun. I've scared so many humans in my travels, but I've never really scared a yokai before. He reaches in and pulls out a firework. Miss Sho, can you hand me that back? The thing I gave you earlier.
She does.
He opens it up. Think. That would have been such a surprising gift. I'm going to keep my shop open for a little while. But on the eve of tomorrow, we'll have a little fireworks show. They like doing fireworks at human festivals, right?
Yeah.
Nods.
Well, if I just mix in some of this, he shakes the jar. At this point, Context Clues Jr. would tell you that's a core spirit in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all the yokai in here would certainly start running, screaming, and that would be quite hilarious. I'm getting a little excited just thinking about it, honestly. The guard next to him just kind of seems to be chuckling a bit, too. That would be quite fun.
But you brought that with you before you learned any of this. Could it be that this was part of your plan all along?
Oh, he kind of turns amongst them, and, well, I can't take credit for all of that. Honestly, the idea of just, I had the idea, but I didn't have a reason to do it. Now I have a pretty good reason to do it, so I feel like I have to do it. Know what I mean?
Show's nodding fervently.
Yeah. After all, I've heard from, foreign texts that if you know something and you choose not to act against it, well, you're pretty much at fault too, aren't you? He winks again at Sho, and then his eye just disappears.
Show's extremely excited. Hair is standing up on end, face still impassive.
Instead of like a wink and then his eye disappears, it's like the eye just vanishes from the top down, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He looks... But fireworks and core spirits are a little expensive, so I'd like if I could get fronted some money, you know? He gives you a listing for fireworks, and then gives you a pretty expensive... Core spirits are pretty rare, after all.
Sho is already reaching for her wallet.
Sumie kind of stops. Rare, huh? Yes, of course, especially with this quality. Oh, I suppose us humans wouldn't know much about the price of a core spirit, would we? No, I suppose you wouldn't. But would you mind if we maybe haggled a bit? After all, you did give you this knowledge. You wouldn't have even committed if it wasn't for us. And besides, we could always get you more fireworks. Maybe increase the blast. He kind of considers this a bit. Well, I have less fireworks than I do core spirits. Okay. He halves the cost of the core spirits to something that might be more reasonably priced if you're like an actual yokai customer. And then everyone kind of like, he looks, who's paying?
I don't think there's any question of that.
Alright. You, expend your payments, and, using your ability, you just pay for this no problem. And he drops the coins, actually individually, into his box and shakes it a bit so it makes a nice sound. Ah, that's great.
I can pay you in more smaller denominations if you want. It seems you've got a bit of a favorable exchange rate.
He agrees, taking out a bunch of higher priced coins and swapping out for your chump change that you have. And with that, Hojo puts the box back on. Truly an auspicious meeting. It must be fate.
Sho nods. Okay, so back to the castle for us?
I think so.
She takes a step away and looks back at Hojo. Good luck, and you know what? It does sound like fun. She starts to walk away.
Oh, it'll be a blast. He, rubs his hand across his face again, gets a form and waves you off.